together for Team Ponter, led by Captain Jeanette Baird. Now we'd like to make a special shout out to the Davis Harvesting Club, who are not only one of AFLW's premier partners, but also NT Thunder Academy's premier partner and definitely proud supporters. We'd also like to wish a sneaky happy birthday to General Manager Matt Hewer, who celebrated his 50th birthday this week. Now I would like to take the time to thank our other integral Thunder partners, Movement for Life, Physiotherapy, Coca-Cola, JS Sports and Elastoplast. Now we can't of course forget our AFLW Premier partners, TIO, MAC, Impex, NT Government and our broadcast partners, Kick Digital, Mix FM and Hot 100. Now, playing in the black jerseys tonight, we have Team Ponter, led by Captain Jeanette Baird. Though not playing, Adelaide Crow's AFL Women's Premiership player and NT star Danielle Ponter will be heavily involved with the team named in her honour. Now in our yellow jerseys tonight, we have led by the captain, Jasmine Hewitt herself for Team Hewitt. Jasmine plays for Gold Coast Suns and started her career in the NTFL and will build on her experience representing and leading the team tonight. Alright, now before we kick things off, we thought we'd just give a quick announcement in relation to the team lineups this afternoon. Matisse Hunter will now play in Guernsey number 21. Frida Parentalameri will now play in Guernsey 29. And Molly Outhouse will now play in Guernsey number 30.
Well, good evening and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin for a very special night of footy in the top end. We've got the NAB AFLW Under-18 All-Star matches tonight with Team Ponter versus Team Hewitt. My name's Liz Cruz, and joining me in the commentary box is Phillip Wills, who's the reigning NTFL Premiership captain with the Nightcliff Tigers, and Stu Davis, our expert football caller in Darwin. Welcome, fellas.
Thanks, Liz.
It's great to be back at TIO Stadium after about a 6-month break. Well, Willsy, one of the coaches tonight, Shannon Miller, she's the women's coach at Nightcliff Tigers. Tell us a bit about Shannon.
Yeah, look, Shannon's, she's our actual midfield coach for our senior team as well. Very knowledgeable, very passionate about the game, and she's very clear with her messages as well, so the players are,
And likewise for the other teams too, Chris Atkinson from the Darwin Buffaloes.
Yeah, had moving into his third season in charge, but the game started. Action's underway already. Eliza Morrison at the bottom of the pack, as you'd expect. Jazz Hewitt's in there. Ball spilled out, and now Team Hewitt the chance to move the ball forward. And it's Georgia Johnson who kicks forward, picked up there by Jazz Hewitt. Hand passes back. Ball on the ground again. Hewitt busy early, gets a hand pass across to Libby Taylor. She drives it inside forward 50, but an excellent intercept mark there, and Team Ponter the chance to bring the ball back out of defence, and Monet Hunter takes that mark and brings it around along the wing. They're looking for Janome Anderson. She gets the ball on the ground, hand passes backwards, some strong tackling work, and Eliza Morrison over the ball again, caught with the ball, and we'll have a ball up just forward of the wing to Team Hewitt's attacking end. Hewitt wins that hit out unopposed in the end, but and the ball spills forward. Some strong work in there, and the hand pass comes back out to Hewitt, who kicks across towards centre half forward. Sun in the eyes a bit there, and no mark taken, and quickly Marietta Port Jimmy with the opportunity, but kick didn't travel far at all, and there's still a number of players around the ball, and picked up now, and it's Team Hewitt again first there. Hand pass comes across, but the umpire deems that was a throw. Arm was held as she went to hand pass the ball on the outer side of the ground. So a chance for Team Ponter to settle a bit and bring the ball out of defence. It's a good kick down the wing, and now they bring it down towards the wing and out in front. A strong mark taken there by Sarah Ingram. Just lost her boot for a moment.
Well, it's been a quick start. Willsy, what have you thought about the first minute or so?
Yeah, the intensity is right up there, and the skills have been awesome already. You've got Janome Anderson at the bottom of the packs already, as well as Eliza Morrison, so those two are going to be on the bottom today.
Oh, strong overhead mark taken out on the wing there, and Team Ponter bring it in towards centre half forward through the hands there of Jamie Bryant. But the ball's inside 50, and they've got some numbers here. Hand pass comes across, and a snapshot on goal looks pretty good, but just offline, and that was Ashanto Bush who opens the scoring for the match. And a quick kick out of defence, and the mark's taken there by Morgan Johnston for Team Hewitt. She drives the ball further along the half-back flank looking for Hewitt. Marking contest there. Morrison gets a quick hand pass out and puts the block on. But now the opportunity for Monet Hunter in front. Socked the ball in front of her. And Team Hewitt with some numbers back there. Hand pass comes across to Morgan Johnston. She's caught with the ball. A strong tackle by Molly Oldhouse, and she's rewarded for that. And will take the free kick deep in the right forward pocket.
Well, of course, we've seen a lot of Molly Oldhouse up here in the last few years in junior footy, Stu, playing in the Darwin Buffaloes under-18s team that have won the last 3 premierships. We know how strong she is and can make the step up easily to senior football.
Yeah, that's right. She's been a dominant player in the junior grades, and now gets opportunity to show what she can do against the senior players. Hewitt up high in that ruck contest, picked up by Morrison, who drives the ball out, but chopping in there was Janet Baird for Team Ponter at about 50 out, and she drives the ball in deep. Oldhouse is in there in the marking contest, taken off hands. A quick snap at goal, looks pretty good. Oh, hits the post, and that was Jamie Bryant again, and Liz Jamie's had some success herself this year.
She has. She plays for St Mary's in the NTFL, but she also plays down in Catherine. She's only 17, and she won the Women's Senior Best and Fairest in the Big Rivers League last weekend, which is a fair effort at a young age.
Only 17, I think. So, yeah, fantastic. So Jazz Hewitt again in here, picks the ball up, gets a hand pass back inside, but under pressure the ball spills forward. Morrison, a clever hand pass back inside to Hewitt, but a good smother by Baird, trying to pick the ball off the ground, was retarded a bit by Hewitt, but allowed to play on. And Morrison again in the bottom of the pack fishes out the hand pass, and she's there again smothering the hand pass, doing a power of work in and under. But now the opportunity for Team Ponter, and a long kick forward by Janome Anderson. Ball's on the ground again and spills out. Certainly pretty tough in the clinches at the moment, Wilsey.
Yeah, very tough. You can see Eliza's work rate was superb just then as well. So yeah, a lot of good pressure around the ground.
Georgia Johnson with that clearing kick, but Gemma Cusack cut it off and drives back into centre half forward, where Molly Oldhouse takes the mark. She's looking for the short pass. The kick was touched off the boot, but and now the ball's in space in the middle of the ground, and Team Ponter another chance. A couple of handballs, but under pressure, and it's flicked out wide again, and now a chance to clear, and some good work there by Claudia Fabrice. But first there will be Annabelle Kiewit. She picks up, avoids one tackle and drives the ball low into the forward line. Morgan Johnston back there working hard as usual, and she runs the ball out of defence, looking for her captain further afield, but she's got plenty of pressure on her down there. Manages to work the ball out into some space where there's plenty of yellow jumpers, and now the kick comes out towards the grandstand wing, but out in front there, terrific work by Grace Whitaker. Hand pass the ball forward. Morrison's underneath it again, gets a hand pass back inside to Shanoa Leedy. She drives down towards centre half forward. First to the ball there is Janiyah Kopp. Paddles the ball in front of her, but Jamila Totham got her hands on the ball, flicked the hand pass out, and now it's Maddie Hone. But the kick comes forward, but it's all black jumpers back there and brought away for Team Ponter, and Janet Baird's on the end of this one, battling with Eliza Morrison again. Stacks on there, plenty of pressure, and umpire can't separate them, and we'll ball it up.
Well, that was a busy minute or two, Wilsey. I saw Janet Baird there down in the other forward line. She won the Gwyn medalist medal, correct me if I'm wrong, when you won the Cheney medal a year or two ago. Is that right, or was it a different year? Nichols medal, not Cheney medal. Yeah. I was giving you an extra medal, nice Wilsey.
Yeah, Janet's been setting up really well behind the contest as well. You can see her work rate from her defensive to her attacking as well was really good then.
I even wrote down Nichols medal and I still said Cheney medal.
Oldhouse wins that hit out to the advantage of her teammate Ashanti Bush. She forces the ball forward. Johnson in there again, gets a hand pass through the hands, unfortunately, there of Georgia Johnson.
Oh.
And now the kick comes out towards the boundary line and out and over, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Interesting to see how they set up here, Stu, with their fatigue at the moment. So
yeah, they've certainly been working hard early. No real free-flowing passages so far. It's been pretty hard in and under for the whole game so far. Oldhouse wins that hit out. Underneath it there was Andrew Gonanon, and a quick kick by Georgia Johnson, but it's intercepted, and Team Ponter drive it forward again.
Good work in front there by Kiralee Parnell, who'd be one of the younger girls in the team. She's just flown back from Alice Springs today. She's been down there for her sister's wedding, so that's a good effort. Number 21.
So the kick out of defence by Andrew Gonanon again, and strong work in there, but a good tackle, and holding the ball is called, and Gemma Cusack it was with that tackle, and she drives the ball forward now towards centre half forward. No one can take the mark there. Ball's on the ground. Parnell again in there, but she's stripped of the ball. She gets it again while she's sitting on the ground and gets tackled. Some good work in there by Katie Stretter. Drives the ball forward, but again, strong in defence is Team Hewitt, and a long kick out, and coming up to meet that ball strongly there was Kaya Mununga. Couldn't quite hold on to it, But opportunity again, Parnell paddles it out, but it's all Team Ponter here, and Janet Baird with the first real shot on goal, and she's kicked it, no problem at all. So probably just reward there for Team Ponter. The ball's been camped in their forward line for most of the game so far, and the first goal's on the board. An excellent finish there by Janet Baird.
Well, Janet Baird is one of our most decorated players in Darwin in the last couple of years. She plays for the Palmerston Magpies, and they're very proud of her down there. And as I said, she won the Gwyn Medal in 2018-19, which is the league best and fairest up here in the NTFL, and she was awarded the 2017-18 NTFL Women's Rising Star. So she's a great player, and she's given up a grand final spot in a team in Katherine tomorrow to play in tonight's game. So that just shows how much this means to her, and that it's a serious game, Willsey.
Yeah, that's it. And she obviously got that goal there from reward for effort over that last 5 minutes as well. She's been superb.
Oldhouse in there again for Team Ponter. She's tackled with the ball and will be penalised there. So some good defensive work, and the opportunity now for Kaya Munungur again drives the ball forward for Team Hewitt. Hand pass comes out, Stretter off the ground, down towards the centre circles. Hard work over the ball again by Munungur, and the ball spills out. Stretter gets a hand pass across. Some evasive work there by Jamie Bryant. She drives the ball forward, but there's plenty of numbers back there for Team Hewitt, and that one's chopped off at centre half back, and runs away with a bounce. Kicks long down the line now. Oh, good marking contest there. Grace Whitaker on the end of that. This one's off the side of the boot a bit, and bounces just inside the boundary line. One bounce over, and that'll be a free kick for last kick, last touch. So somehow Kira Parnell's coming up to take it. No, the umpire said, in fact, it has to be Matilda Johnson, who was the closest at the time. She drives the ball down the wing close to the boundary line. Hewitt there unable to mark, and it's spilt over the boundary line. Just around from the coach's box there. See Chris Atkinson down here doing a lot of vocal work and calling his players into position. And we have the boundary throw. Oldhouse, over the back. But beautifully roved there by Georgia Johnson, who ran off and drove the ball long. Almost a nice mark taken there by Matisse Hunter, but just spilled out. And now the opportunity for Team Hewitt, if they can get their hands on the ball cleanly. Again, out there is Georgia Johnson, but it's chopped off and the ball comes away for Team Ponter. Stretter spilt that mark there, picked it up and is tackled. That's come off the boot, but not on the full, according to the boundary umpire.
Wrong angle.
So
there.
We'll have it was probably caught with players in between, I think. So we'll have a boundary throw in.
So Jazz Hewitt in the ruck, and obviously one of the teams is named after her today. Jazz, of course, plays for the Gold Coast Suns, and the other team's named after Danielle Ponter. That's Team Ponter. Unfortunately, Danielle has a rugby grand final tomorrow, so isn't playing, but I know she's here. So a couple of outstanding footballers from the top end in the last couple of years as well.
So the ball's under the pack there. It spills out now. Carbone gets the kick out of defence for Team Ponter. Loose on the ground here. Janet Baird working hard in and under. Nice hands there, and a hand pass across and trying to break the tackle, but unable to do so. And now a kick comes in long from Charlie Simmons in towards the top of the goal square. Some good defensive work back there by Jamila Totham. Got the hand pass out, but she was under plenty of pressure. A good backup tackle there. Not rewarded, but the ball's over the line and out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Well, speaking of Carbone, it's Dom Carbone's birthday today, so happy birthday, Dom. I'm sure she's excited to play a footy game on her birthday, Willsey.
Oh, yeah, nothing better.
She does love her footy.
Yep.
So Hewitt worked her way to the front in that ruck contest. The kick comes in towards the goal square, off hands. The ball's on the ground in the goal square. A little toe poke off the ground, but wrong side of the goal post. And a minor score only for Team Hewitt, their first score on the board. We're 13 and a half minutes in. The quarters are 17 minutes flat, so not too long to go in this first quarter. Now the kick comes out, but sitting herself underneath that one nicely was Frida Purantara Mary, and she's pretty confident of getting the distance here, taking her time, walking back, and will take the responsibility and have the shot at goal.
I think the fullback forgot they could run out a bit extra then, Stu, and that's the miss up with the short kick.
So Purantara Mary kicks on the way. It's going to be right on the goal line, just falls short, almost a mark taken. They're wrestling for the ball in there. Does it get carried over the goal line? No, it doesn't, and we'll have a ball up right in the middle of the goal square, I'd suggest.
Yeah, didn't quite get onto a kick there, Frida. Frida's been down in Melbourne at the start of this year. She was with the Essendon VFL team, so she'll be one to watch tonight.
So the ball's still on the ground at the top of the goal square. Quick hand pass out, clears it a bit for Team Ponter, and now Carbone, some strong work, picks the ball up, but she's tackled as she kicked. Oh, again going in strongly, and the opportunity again for Team Ponter to clear, but under pressure again. Good tackling, and the tackle's rewarded with a free kick. Jazz Hewitt.
Might be just out of her range here, I reckon.
I've seen her kick one from 50 before, Wilsey. Back in the NTFL days for St Mary's. Yep, right out the front here. Yeah, she
plenty on that one.
Got a long
pushing
bomb.
in the back line, and Carbone again running the ball out of defence.
Don't argue.
Really coming into the game in these last few minutes in defence there. So Janome Anderson out there gets the ball forward. Good tackle as she went to kick. Morrison again in and under with the hand pass, but missed the target, and Team Ponter drive it forward again.
It's Michaela Ward, I think, Wilsey, one of your Nightcliff Tigers girls.
Oh, yep, yes it was, yeah.
Obviously, she's the sister of Callan Ward too, who plays for
Greater Western
Sydney.
So it's Team Hewitt bringing the ball back in towards half forward, and but again, Team Ponter pretty strong in defence.
Looked like a throw.
Ball spilled out, and now a quick kick along the boundary line. That'll go out of bounds and would be a free kick, I would think.
A few dark clouds out there, Stu, but we had a bit of rain this morning, which was beautiful in the build-up, but hopefully it holds off tonight. We see some good clean footy, because it does get slippery in these humid conditions, but the girls are handling it extremely well at the moment.
So it was Shakira Stevens who found Jazz Hewitt. Hewitt chipped it inside forward 50, but again, Team Ponter strong in defence and worked the ball out of their defensive 50. Kick comes across, and a strong mark taken there by Shakira Cooper. She switches again. She's got a loose player here in Monet Hunter, who's got some space and plays on quickly down the line, looking there for Latoya Tipalura. She takes a mark, plays on straight away, kicks the ball inside 50, but doesn't beat the siren as the ball goes into space. So a pretty entertaining first quarter, Liz, with Team Ponter with their noses in front.
Yeah, that's right. A really good first quarter. Some really good skills, especially these girls wouldn't have had a proper hit out for a while. Wilsey, how did you see it?
Yeah, the intensity was really high throughout that first quarter, and you could see the rotations coming pretty quick off the bench as well. You could just see that defensive transition there from Team Ponter was almost got a goal out of that, but that siren just crept up on them.
It did. They were unlucky. Well, we're going to have a 5-minute break at quarter time, so we'll see you in a few minutes.
And we That's a really good first quarter of footy there from Team Ponter and Team Hewitt. A good contest there. And considering the girls haven't had a bit of play in the last couple of months, it's good to see them come out and it's good to see such a big contest of footy there. Let's give the girls a big round of applause as we get back on the field for the second quarter of footy.
Welcome back for the second quarter of the NAB AFLW Under-18 All-Star match here at TIO Stadium in Darwin between Team Ponter and Team Hewitt. A low-scoring first quarter as the umpire is about to toss the ball up and get us started, Stu.
So Shakira Cooper in ruck for Team Ponter up against Jazz Hewitt. Hewitt up high, wins that one easily, but well read by Don Carbone, who gets the clearance for Team Ponter down towards half forward. Both players overrun the ball and work back towards it.
Great tackle.
Carbone again, some clever work, kicked the ball across the mark, spilt there by Annabelle Keevitt. But a free kick's been paid for a tackle without the ball, and it's Keevitt who'll take that free kick, and I think she'll be the recipient of a 50-metre penalty here, which will take her right down to the end of the goal square virtually, I would think. So a real opportunity for Team Ponter to increase that lead early in the second quarter.
What was that, Stu? Someone just went in that protected area, eh?
Yeah, that's what the signal looked like. Something that's a huge penalty, particularly in women's football, the 50-metre penalty, and when you're just outside the 50 mark, it can really hurt you. Keevitt finishes nicely there for the first goal in the opening seconds of the second quarter, and so they increase their lead out to 13 points.
Yeah, and Keevitt is from the St Mary's Football Club as well. Again, another one of the really, really young girls out there, but she's had a really good start to the second quarter.
Liz, who's the youngest player out there today?
I was trying to work it out, and I actually think it might be her. I know Janome Anderson's only 15.
Yep.
Janome Kirraly, I think she's only about 16. Kirraly Parnell, so all those St Mary's girls. But I'll keep going through the list. Grace Whitaker would be another young one. So, yeah. Maria Rioli, of course, from the Tiwi Islands as well, who, of course, is the late, great Morris Rioli's daughter. So it's fantastic to have Maria out there.
So the mark taken in there by Georgia Johnson, gets the ball over to Claudia Fabrice. She drives the ball down towards half forward. Some strong work in there, but the ball spills out. And kick in again by Georgia Johnson, who's been pretty busy in the game so far, and certainly early in this quarter. Out there was Kyan Campbell, who tried to break the tackle but couldn't do so, and the ball eventually spills out of bounds.
And Kyan's another young one, Stu, yep. But I think Maria Rioli might be the youngest one out there, just looking through all the dates of birth. Kyan from Central Australia. So hello down to everyone in Central Australia, and this live feed is on Facebook as well. So if you're watching live, give us a shout out and say good day and tell us where you're watching from. We love to read all the comments.
Carbone there with what almost looked like a one-handed hand pass, but got away with it. Hand pass comes over the top again, under pressure Ball goes forward and nice, cleanly picked up there by Michaela Ward. Drives it out of defence down towards the centre of the ground. Good work on the ground.
The wrong way, did Dan? I think.
By Libby Taylor.
It was Libby, I think. Yeah, Libby Taylor.
Yeah, it was Michaela who went the wrong way.
Yeah, confused me for a second.
One of the more experienced players out there. But
going to make up for it now.
Trick. Oh, in some space here. That's a great kick. Oh, the mark couldn't be taken, but an opportunity off the ground perhaps. Oh, good defensive work there.
Yeah.
And by Eliza Morrison all over the ground.
This, her attacking forward, now she's in the defensive 50.
As we know, we were saying in the break, Eliza can run all day, and she's just got that stamina. She obviously was a strength and conditioning coach at NT Thunder, and she actually knows all these girls' games inside and out, so she'll be a good performer today out there, Eliza.
Yep, for sure.
So Carbone wins that ball and hand passes over. Kick forward by Silvana Goldback-Eggett. She was off balance and pushed as she kicked, but managed to get it forward. But it's Team Hewitt who drive it out. Ball's bouncing towards the boundary line. Won't go over. Picked up and the hand pass comes back inside. But we've got everywhere the ball goes, we seem to have one-on-one contests. So there's no easy touches out there at the moment. Fabrice again working in hard underneath. Had an air swing with the kick. Some clever work, tapped the ball out the back. And now the opportunity for Monet Hunter to drive it in towards half forward. Picked up and hand passed out into some space, and an opportunity there for Ashanti Bush. She couldn't pick it up cleanly. Morgan Johnson again working hard in defence. Cleverly tapped back in front of her. She's tackled as she picks up the ball. Breaks that tackle, breaks another tackle, breaks a third tackle and gets a hand pass inside, and they clear the ball out of defence. Long down towards half forward. The mark spilt there, and now the opportunity for Carbone again, who drives the ball into the forward line for Team Ponter. Picked up down there by Janet Baird. Kicks high inside forward 50. First to the ball there is Ashanti Bush, but again strong defensive work by Team Hewitt. Tackled there and the ball spilt free. Lucky not to be penalised. And now a couple of tacklers on Molly Althouse there, and brings her to ground with the ball, and we have a ball up. Hewitt wins that hit out over Althouse. Gee, that's twice now. Althouse.
He's got something else on the mind, Stu, Friday night. And how good was Morgan Johnson?
I was about to say that. Yeah, that was great effort from her from the back flank there. Great composure.
Yeah, and obviously Morgs is from the Wanderers Football Club and has played for NT Thunder, and she's as tough as they come.
She's had a few injuries in the past, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has, and which she's recovered from. She had a really serious ACL injury, but she went down to Collingwood at the start of this year and trained with the VFL squad, which really helped her football. But she's just an outstanding person, as well as she just goes in so hard at the ball.
Yeah, hard and great kicking skills as well.
Yeah.
So Gemma Cusack, strong at half back, won that free kick, kicks the ball in towards half forward, but picked up nicely, and the hand pass comes back inside. Quick kick around the corner by Sarah Ingram, just trickles inside forward 50. Ball's fumbled there. There's Morgan Johnson again. She's clean with her hands and looks for opportunities out wide. She kicks it there, but they didn't have any players, and a chance here for Katie Stretter to drive the ball in long for Team Ponter. Goes into the goal square now, over the back. A quick shot at goal. Has she got it? I think she has.
She has.
And that was Sarah Ingram getting on the end of that one. So some good follow-up work by Sarah Ingram, because she won the ball out at half forward, and when the ball worked its way back around into the goal square, she was there to tidy up the crumbs. So some good work, and they're blowing it out a bit on the scoreboard here. Not that the general play suggests that they're that dominant, but they've just taken their opportunities when they've gone forward.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. So at the 7-minute mark, it's Team Ponter, 3-3-21, leading Hewitt 1 behind, as we see the lights come on, Wilsey. So Sarah Ingram, she's just recently arrived in Darwin from Melbourne, and she's going to play for the Pint Football Club. And you know who the new coach is at Pint, Wilsey?
Yeah, Rick Nolan.
Ricky Nolan, the great man.
Man, that's right. Very knowledgeable coach, and real respected in NT footy.
And what a massive coup for Pint Footy Club. I was a bit dirty on him for leaving Saints, but I still love the man.
Yes, and attracted a few players, I think. A few switched over, particularly from Waratah. So be a really interesting season. Of course, Pint finished pretty strongly last season, made the preliminary final from sixth place, I think, after the minor round. So
they did. And so Sarah hails from, she plays for Golden Square in Bendigo, which is where Jack Geary comes from, who comes up to Darwin every year and plays for St Mary's as well. So from Rochester, which is good sheep and dairy country.
Grace Whitaker took that strong mark there and brought the ball back into Katie Stretter, whose kick was chopped off at half-back, and brought out of defence by Georgia Johnson, who's again been pretty impressive so far across half-back, getting plenty of the ball and working hard. So her and Morgan Johnston really repelling plenty of attacks, but unfortunately when the ball goes out of there, they're unable to get anything structured to get any score on the board going forward.
Eliza Morrison with the hands again in there.
She's had about 20 so far, I reckon.
So here's a kick in towards full forward, bobbles around a bit, hand pass comes over the top, and that's Ingram again, I think on the left foot this time, a snap at goal, but just offline for a minor score.
Well, Stu, interested to see how they transition out of defence here, Stu. The Team Hewitt, they've got numbers too far back, I think, and by the time they try to get that ball from their defensive half, and they're pretty stagnant coming out of there, no real options to go to, and Team Ponter are pretty well set up defensively for that ball coming out. Ball spills out now and picked up by Stretter, but her hand pass is chopped off.
Stretter, of course, is another one who'll run all day like Eliza Morrison with that elite fitness, and she's been good as well. As a free kick has been paid here. So
another opportunity for Team Ponter to go inside. Ashanti Bush this time, the recipient of the free kick.
Pretty sure Ashanti has been playing for the Arnhem Crows down in the Big Rivers League in their first year of women's footy this year, and I think she won an award the other night.
She's very fast as well.
Yeah.
She kicks to the top of the goal square, and the marking contest there. Ball spills to ground. Morrison's in underneath again. But she's tackled with the ball. She broke the tackle there, and the ball spills out, and now Morgan Johnston again clearing towards half-back. Ball bounces in front. Some clever evasive work. Eventually breaks the tackle and kicks long down the line. That was Katie Whitaker, I think. And now Claudia Fabrice kicks the ball inboard towards half-forward. Opportunity here for Kyan Campbell, but she's under plenty of pressure from Maddie Hone. But again, Team Hewitt with the opportunity. We've got a one-on-one inside 50, and the ball spills over the back, but good defensive work back there by Jamila Totham. Picks it up and runs away, but her kick's gone straight to a nest of yellow jumpers. And now the opportunity here for Team Hewitt, and the kick towards goal is good, and that's Frida Purantata-Mary. So some clever work there. Got the numbers set up defensively with the ball coming out, and worked it well and made the most of that attacking move for the first time in the game.
Yeah, very composed there by Frida. She took her time and bounced the ball, took it to the ground, and then did not miss that goal. Frida from the Tiwi Islands, of course, and as I said earlier, she's been down with the Essendon VFLW team. She's played football, senior women's football for the Palmerston Magpies, and she's got a good head on her shoulders, Willsy.
Oh, yeah, and look at the style of the kicking. You know, she's been kicking out there with her cousins and brothers in the islands as well.
Very famous name, the Purantata-Mary name, as we know with the Tiwi Bombers up here. The almost 12-minute mark, Team Ponter 3-4-22 lead. Team Hewitt 1-1-7.
Bit of thunder in the background for those watching outside of Darwin. There could be a bit of weather on the way, but anyway, play goes on. Conditions are good at the moment, and picked up cleanly there by Janome Anderson. Kick goes into the centre. Michaela Ward kicks it the right way this time, out in front of her teammate. Nicely picked up there by Janaya Kopp. She picks up and drives the ball towards centre half forward. Mark can't be taken, but the opportunity now for Team Ponter, and there's a loose player out here, and that mark's taken by Annabelle Kiewit. She hand passes inboard to Carbone, tackled as she kicked the ball, but the kick was good to her teammate Grace Whitaker. She wheels around and drives further afield, but defensively Team Hewitt too strong this time. And the long kick out of defence. Claudia Fabrice, a great contest there over the top of Carbone. But these two have been going hammer and tongs all night. It's been a fantastic, really interesting contest, and neither of them giving an inch.
Yeah, well, obviously they've played a lot of footy against each other for Waratahs and Buffs as well, all featured in the finals the last few seasons, so they have good competition.
Janet Baird with a beautiful mark in the middle of the pack there, clean hands, and kicked it over to Kiewit. Her kick's smothered off the boot, but she's in there working hard again. She's trying to work it out, but umpire says that's my ball and we'll ball it up. So
great work from Frida there.
Yeah, good work by Frida. Smothered it up and followed up with it as well. Ball comes out here again where Johnson's around the pack waiting for it. Kiewit picks up, gets a chip in towards the middle of the ground. Good hand pass across there by Shakira Cooper. Ball comes back to her, and she scoops it out of the back where she fortunately has a teammate waiting for it. And Grace Whitaker hooks around the corner, and a strong mark taken there by Latoya Tipalura. She runs straight on, has a bounce, doesn't come back to her, but she's good enough to pick up again and drive the ball forward, but couldn't find a teammate there, and it's chopped off about 20 metres out, and Team Hewitt bring it out again. Moving the ball quickly now with players in space. Mark's taken by Eliza Morrison under a bit of pressure. She has a spare player inboard, and again it's Georgia Johnson on the end of this one. She's looking for options both sides, decides to go long down the line here, and the ball spills over the back, and an opportunity toe poked off the ground there by Katie Whitaker, and Frida Purantatameri again pokes it in front of her with some clever skills, keeps the ball in front, and now with some support Michaela Ward gets a hand pass back inside. Strong over the contest there, and patting it out the back was Matisse Hunter, and now it's Hone whose kick is smothered. Michaela Ward gets the ball out wide, hand pass inside by Katie Whitaker, but not to a teammate, and Hone again, that's a good hand pass, and clearing kick out of defence, and Morrison underneath this one. Couldn't quite take the mark, but she's battling forward, of course, in there, and the ball spills out, and now the chance for Team Ponter to run with the ball, but really good defensive work there by Charlie Simmons to make that tackle and win the free kick.
Yeah, Charlie's another one who's from Katherine, so there's a lot of talent down there in the Big Rivers area, but plays for St Mary's in the NTFL.
Good tackling skills on display tonight. That's, as I said before, there's no easy kick. This is Johnson kicking it forward again. Ball spills over the back. Opportunity for Team Hewitt, but Maria Rioli couldn't quite pick it up cleanly there, and the opportunity came to clear it out. Jazz Hewitt chipping in there and chopping that one off, and takes the mark about 60 out from goal, looking for opportunities, drives it in deep, and off the ground. Bit of a crude tackle there. And
looks like Michaela Ward's going to take the free kick.
Yes, it is.
The young girls, though, you know, there's 15 and 16-year-olds out there doing a great job against the bigger bodies of the older girls. I've been impressed so far.
Yeah.
Yep, not taking a step back there.
Looks like Jamila Totham, I think, there. Obviously, Totham, another famous name in Darwin football with the Wanderers Footy Club, and Stu's the CEO of AFLNT. Better give him a shout-out, hey?
So Janet Baird hand passed the ball in front of herself, tried to run around her opponent to get there first, but didn't quite work out. Carbone and Fabrice at it again. Hand pass comes out. Fabrice on the end of this. She gets tackled. Gets the hand pass as the siren goes. And really competitive game of football for the first half here, Liz.
Yeah, absolutely. And at half-time, we've got Team Ponter 3-4-22 leading Team Hewitt 1-1-7. Wilsey, did you have anyone that stood out for you that quarter?
Yeah, look, again, you got Eliza Morrison and Jeanette Bad going really hard. I guess in the back line there, you got Morgan Johnson and what's the other Johnson's name? Georgia as well. It's been going really well as well. But hopefully Chris probably be talking about that defensive transition and making sure Hewitt's forwards push up the ground to receive that kick, because they're probably 80 metres away, and that's why they're getting trapped in their defence.
And your thoughts, Stu?
I've really loved the contest between Dominique Carbone and Claudia Fabrice. They've just been really hard at it all night, given nothing, and both playing really well for their teams. Yeah,
Claudia, I can see why she's wearing her head guard, because that's the way she goes in head first. Yeah, she's been really good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, we'll take a short break for half-time and go grab a drink if you're at home watching. Come back and join us for a big second half here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. Well, welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the second half of the NAB AFLW Under-18 All-Star match here. My name's Liz Cruz, and joining me in the commentary box is Philip Wills and Stu Davis, and it's been a good game so far, Willsy.
Yeah, very good. Low scoring at the moment, but that's just due to all the pressure around the ground as well. So, yeah, really like seeing that tackle pressure around the contest, and the skills have been pretty good too. And of course, the NAB AFLW Under-18 All-Star matches are due to COVID-19 having a big impact on restrictions around the travel, obviously, in the NAB League and Under-18 AFLW champions. So at the end of August, the AFL announced that the Under-18 AFLW national programs and draft combine would be state and territory based, and that's why we're seeing this game here tonight, so that the talent scouts can still see some of the talent on show, Stu.
There's been plenty of that tonight, that's for sure, and it looks like my two favourites for the night have gone into the middle, so might resume their battle in there, but the opportunity now. The ball comes away. Fabrice, as we speak, gets on the bottom of that one, forces the ball out to a teammate, and it's kicked forward by Shakira Stevens. Janet Bird working back there, tackled by a teammate. I don't know what was going on there, but I think it was a pretty solid tackle too.
Good tackle.
Janet's having a look around saying, what's happened there?
That was Sarah Ingram. It's hard when you play with new girls. It's good to see that competitiveness.
Thought she was playing against her again, eh?
Yeah.
Some clever work off the ground there by Gemma Cusack, and got it to her teammate in Jamie Bryant, and a nice strong mark taken at centre half forward by Ashanti Bush. She's looking wider here, and a nice pass finds Latoya Tipalura. She's not within range there, I wouldn't think. Kicks a wobbler towards the corridor, but favours her teammate Ashanti Bush, who has a flying shot at goal, right to the goal line, and Molly Oldhouse. Too strong and played on over the back and kicked the goal. So some good work early by Team Ponter there, and some good skills.
Haven't we seen that before, Stu? Molly Oldhouse just holding her ground, so strong in the body, and a really highly skilled player as well, Wilsey.
Yeah, terrific mark down in the forward line there. Jamie Bryant, you can see why she won that league medal down in Catherine. She's very composed and really good skills there.
Yeah, she's impressive. And of course, tonight's game, we must give a massive shout out to Heidi Thompson, who is the head coach of both teams. She puts her heart and soul into women's footy up here in the territory, and I can see her walking along the boundary, going between two benches there, working the rotations with the coaches, and she's been a driving force behind getting this game up and running. So big shout out to Heidi Thompson for her fantastic work.
So, ball still hasn't worked its way out of the centre square. Has now with a quick kick towards centre half forward for Team Ponter. Strong tackle again there, and picked up and driven out by Shakira Stevens back towards the centre of the ground. But it's Team Ponter who drive it forward again through Sarah Ingram. Wow. But running through Ashanti Bush, who started the third quarter on fire, and drills through another goal for Team Ponter.
Bit of that Arnold Crow's magic coming through there with Ashanti. Yeah, she's a live wire up forward.
That's what we love about territory footy, though. Such amazing silky skills from all these girls. You know, girls from the Tiwi Islands, girls from Central Australia, Catherine region, and we've got a girl from Gove who's come in from the Nhulunbuy Saints out there. So I'm sure everyone's tuning in Nhulunbuy, and I know NT Thunder captain Letitia Jeffrey. She's out there in Nhulunbuy this week visiting family, playing in a very special tribute match out there, and she's already messaged me to say she's watching. So hello to Lala and everyone out in Gove.
So Jazz Hewitt wins that hit out again. Team Ponter's made a bit of a change. Gemma Cusack in the ruck, moved from centre half back, but to give him a bit around the ground. But again, the ball comes forward, and some good teamwork there with a hand pass over, but unable to hit the target. There's plenty of yellow jumpers around, but they just can't win the ball back at the moment. And eventually it's picked up, and Jazz Hewitt tackled as she tried to run away and drive the ball forward, but a strong tackle there.
I think that's your favourite player tonight, Wilsey, Annabelle?
Yeah, she's got a few touches down the wing, and great tackle there.
And we worked out she's the second youngest. Second youngest player on the field, turning 15 only 3 days ago, so that's a fair effort. We worked out in the halftime break that Grace Whitaker is the youngest player. She's only 14, and she's from the Southern Districts Football Club up here in the NTFL season, as we like to call them, the Crocs.
So we saw Ashanti Bush again with a bit of pace inside that forward line, but her kick was offline this time. But Team Hewitt working the ball out of defence, and Charlie Simmons kicks it out wide. But Don Carbone again kicks in towards centre half forward. A diving attempt at mark there by Michaela Ward, but not paid. Eventually kicks it in, but Morgan Johnson sweeping across the back and drives it out again. Oh, good work there.
Katie Streeter.
Tilda Johnson just got a hand on the ball there, and now the ball's inside. Jazz Hewitt couldn't take the ball cleanly. It works out towards the boundary line and over. And I've got to apologise to Libby Taylor and a legion of fans out there. I think I've called her as Michaela Ward a couple of times in the second quarter there. So
2 number 8s. That's my favourite footy number 8. Well, there's 4 NT players who've been invited to test at the 2020 NAB AFL Draft Combine, and that's Janet Baird, Mattea Breed, Frida Purantada-Mary, who are all set to test in Brisbane, and Stephanie Williams, who attends boarding school in Geelong, so she's just waiting on a Melbourne date down there. Steph?
So that's Ashanti Bush again. She's really dangerous across half forward in the early stages of this third quarter. She's had 3 shots on goal. That one just touched over the line. And Team Hewitt working out again. Morgan Johnson, a bullet pass out towards half back.
Great skills, Morgs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now chip inside looking for Hewitt. Gets her hands to the ball, but it falls forward. She follows up and can't pick it up there. Michaela Ward's first there for Team Ponter. Gives the hand pass and blocks, but it wasn't taken cleanly. And now there's a wrestle on the ground. Free kick being paid here for being held after the ball had spilled out, and it's Charlie Simmons who'll take that free kick at half back for Team Hewitt.
We haven't seen much of Charlie so far. She's another young one from St Mary's, and it's good to see her coming into the game as the ball comes back in. But looks like, oh no, Molly Althouse.
Here comes Ashanti.
So much composure.
With a kick around the corner, this one's gone across the face of goal, bouncing near the boundary line, but beautifully taken there.
Looks like Frida,
by Frida Purantada-Mary. Took a bounce and then hand pass across to her teammate, and comes down here to Claudia Fabrice, who found some space down towards the wing. She chips it back to Frida there, who plays on inside and looking for a teammate down towards half forward. Strong marking contest there by Marietta Poor Jimmy, but now the ball on the ground. Hand pass comes across from Janiyah Kopp, but driven back forward. Morgan Johnson is nudged out of the way there by Ashanti Bush. Picks up cleanly, drives the ball in long, looking for Molly Althouse. Couldn't quite take the mark, but recovered well with a hand pass to Michaela Ward. Hand passes back to Althouse. A snap around the corner. Just offline. Minor score.
She looks like she's got so much time, Wilsey, Molly. Like, she's really composed footballer.
Yeah, that's exactly what she just showed then, you know. Everyone, she had the ball one way and everyone went the other.
Yeah.
I think it helps when she can shrug off the tackles as well.
Yeah. Molly's played a lot of footy down in Adelaide where she goes to boarding school, and part of the Port Power program down there, I'm pretty sure. As we see. So
strong attack on the ball there by Sarah Ingram, but was tackled and penalised. And now the chance for Team Hewitt through Shanoa Leedy. Her short kick goes forward. Hewitt picks it up. Hand passes out wide here and receives the ball back from Matilda Johnson. Gets a hand pass up again. Quick kick forward by Silvana Goldback-Eggett, but chopped off in defence. And Team Ponter come out through Gemma Iacono.
Yeah, Gemma's one of the older
look at the numbers
players.
here.
Yeah, look at them, Wilsey. Gemma, who plays for the Darwin Buffaloes, has a lot of experience as well. She's doing a great job there in defence. As Wilsey talked about the numbers.
So free kick to Bella Clark at centre half forward. There's another whistle on the play here from umpire further down the ground, but it's just going to come back.
Bella's going to take her kick again. Bella, of course, is from Southern Districts Football Club as well, and was on the NT Thunder list last year. Bella played in that premiership winning team for the Crocs, which was a great grand final, wasn't it, Stu, in March?
It was a terrific grand final.
At TRA Stadium, and great to see the Crocs get one.
So now the kick comes into the goal square. Good defensive work there by Anju Gonanon. Punched the ball forward and followed up. Now the ball on the ground. Morrison gets a hand pass across, but her teammate's under plenty of pressure. It's hand passed up again there by Ashanti again. Ball on the ground, and Charlie Simmons tries to work it out to a teammate. Eventually it comes out, and Matilda Johnson gets a kick up in the air, but it's chopped off there by Annabelle Keevat. Just outside the 50 on the outer side. She drives the ball back towards the goal square looking for Oldhouse off hands. She takes it. The hand passes back inside, but the hand pass is smothered. Picked up, and a kick around the corner. Looks like it's going to be right on the goal line. Goal umpire saying play on. All the players have stopped. Well, all the yellow jumper players have stopped, but eventually it's through for a minor score.
That was a bit laconic by Molly there, which is just like a sense of humour. So if you know Molly, she's got a very dry sense of humour. So at the almost 10-minute mark, we've got Team Ponter 5-8-38 leading Team Hewitt 1-1-6-7. Can't count. Friday night.
So kick inside there, and Bella Clark, plenty of pressure on her opponents. Ravana Goldback-Eggett. But that's Morrison coming out of defence for Team Hewitt. Chopping in there was Grace Whitaker, but couldn't take it cleanly. And now the opportunity for Mariota Port Jimmy. Drives the ball forward, but Mark couldn't be taken. Some clever evasive work. She got tackled, but managed to get the hand pass back. That was Kaya Mununga. But again, just some skills letting down as they go forward. But they'll get a free kick out of this and have an opportunity to go deeper forward. Chips across to centre half forward instead, and the mark's taken by Libby Taylor. She sees an opportunity down there, but plenty of black jumpers around her, and Team Ponter work it out of defence and drive it down here. And why wouldn't you look for Ashanti Bush? Again, she wheels around and drives the ball back in towards centre half forward this time. Ball bounces forward now. Dom Carbone on the end of it chips forward towards the forward pocket. So the race is on to get there first. I think they'll get there before it runs over the line. But plenty of numbers around. Ball comes back out. Hand pass flick back inside. A kick around the corner. And just offline there by Shakira Cooper. So the scoreboard's blown out a bit, but still a really interesting contest, and the one-on-ones around the ground have been terrific all night. Morgan Johnston brings it in short, looking for Eliza Morrison, but coming in fast. Closing fast there was Katie Stretter, who intercepted, knocked the ball out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in just around from the Team Ponter goal at the airport end of the ground.
And Shakira Cooper, she's the player I was talking about who's come from Gove, and Tav Perry coaches the men's Northern Boys Saints out there, and I know he'll be watching tonight. He loves his footy out there, so she's doing a good job, Shakira.
Katie Stretter there tackled high, and she'll take the free kick. She'll be too far out to score from here, so she'll be looking for other opportunities. Oh, that's a bit of a loose ball drop, and got a spiral on it in the end, but it went out of bounds in the forward pocket, and so we'll have another boundary throw in there.
So we see the girls on the bench just getting their fluids back, Willsey.
Yeah. Looking at that inside 50 count, I reckon, Stu, the Team Ponter have had it about 20 times to 1 to Hewitt, so
yeah.
The backline defence in Team Hewitt will be under blowing at the moment.
So Hewitt roved her own ball, but chopped off by Oldhouse, who's further up the ground now, obviously. And mark's taken here by Shakira Cooper. Drives it in towards that forward pocket. Mark not quite taken, and Kaya Mununga couldn't quite control the ball, and it spilled out over the boundary line for another boundary throw in. So it's been camped down here in the forward 50 for a fair while now in this quarter.
That looked like Lauren O'Shea down there on the bench with Shannon Miller. Loz is obviously, she's both of them are multiple premiership winners for Waratah Football Club, and Shannon, of course, now with the Nightcliff Tigers.
Katie Stretter waiting out the back, received a hand pass, and a beautiful mark taken in deep there by Jamila Totham. about 20 out from goal on a 45-degree angle, and she'll go back and take the shot. So a result of some good work in close by Dom Carbone. Tottenham's kick isn't their best effort, felt short and wide, and the ball's trying to be run out of defence, but again, it's Team Ponter there first. Bush over the ball, working hard, gets a hand pass out, but it's fumbled. Morgan Johnson in there, working hard as well. That was Keevett, in fact, and now a chance for Shanoa Leedy, but she's tackled as she tried to work the ball out of defence. Oldhouse drives it forward where there's a spare player at centre half forward, and it's Ashanti Bush, has a flying shot at goal. Gee, if her kicks were online, the scoreboard would have really blown out. But,
that's right, there's 15 or 16 scoring shots now to just 2.
Probably need a bit closer attention on Ashanti Bush for a while. Nice mark taken out here by Katie Whitaker. She drives the ball back inside the corridor, and the ball spills to ground. Ducking through there was Angie Gonanon. She was adjudged to have been tackled high, and she'll take the free kick. She goes short and wide, and the mark's taken by Shakira Stevens. She drives it down the wing. There's plenty of players, a strong marking contest. Hewitt worked her way to the front, but the ball bounced forward. Working in hard over the top there is Michaela Ward, but it's Team Hewitt again through Georgia Johnson, who drives it forward. In over the top of that one is Maddie Hone, working hard, but unable to take it cleanly. A good tackle as she swung around, went unrewarded. Katie Stretter tries to break that tackle, hand passes forward. Oldhouse hand passes over the top under pressure to Michaela Ward, who hand passes forward to her teammate there in Grace Whitaker, and again Ashanti Bush, great mark. She switches the ball across to centre half forward. Mark almost taken, but some working hard over the ball there was Monet Hunter, and it's caught in underneath, and we'll have another ball up.
I just had a little radar on the Arnhem Crows Facebook page, Stu. If you've got a moment, everyone go and have a look at the beautiful photos from their presentation night. It looks like Ashanti won the best and fairest for that team last weekend, so down in the Big Rivers League. So well done to Ashanti, and hello to everyone watching down in the Katherine region.
Katie Stretter's hurried kick forward, chopped off by Morgan Johnston, and she drives the ball towards the outer side. Again, that's a beautiful kick, and picks out her teammate down there. That's free to Puruntada Mary. Her kick through the arms of a teammate there, and Team Ponter through Carbone, hand passes it backwards, looking for a teammate, didn't hit the target there, and trying to work the ball out on the outer side as the siren goes to end the third quarter. One dominated on the scoreboard by Team Ponter.
Yeah, that's right. So at three-quarter time, Team Ponter 5-10-40 lead Team Hewitt 1-1-7. Willsey, what would you say if you were the coach of Team Hewitt now going into the last quarter?
Yeah, look, I just, like we spoke about that defensive transition, they need to push those numbers up from their forward line just so that kick can come out a bit easier. I guess just getting numbers to the ball as well, like Team Hewitt have been just rushing all the one ball carry, and they've been getting that handball release to Team Ponter. As you can see, that's why they've got those goals. So I think they need to put someone on Ashanti Bush as well, someone to pay close attention to her.
Who do you think that should be, Stu? Any idea?
Well, I suppose Morgan Johnston's the most experienced player in defence, and she's done that role plenty of times in the past, so she'd be the logical one, I would have thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll go into three-quarter time break, and we'll see you back in a couple of minutes. Well, welcome back to the final quarter of this game here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's the NAB AFLW Under-18 All-Star match between Team Ponter and Team Hewitt. And just before we start, we've had a few shout-outs on the Facebook page, so we better say hello to everyone watching. And Wilsey, you had quite a famous one who's watching his sister play tonight. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, Jed Anderson from the North Melbourne Football Club said, make sure you say my name. He had a terrific season up with North this year. So, his sister's obviously playing for Team Ponter, number 13, and she's a little ball like he is.
She is. So I'll do some quick shout-outs to the Campbells watching from Alice Springs, Grace Whittaker's grandmother from WA, Adelaide, Canberra, Darwin Airport, watching my son as the boundary umpire. So, there's g'day to Shaq baiting from Jabberoo. There's lots of people watching tonight as we get back underway for the final quarter of this game, Stu.
Jazz Hewitt uncontested in the ruck, but it's not her side that brings the ball away from the centre. It was Shakira Cooper. Now the ball spills over the back. Flying shot on goal there by Jamie Bryant, but offline and worked out of defence by Frida Purantatameri.
Well, Frida's the only goal kicker so far for Team Hewitt, and she's found herself down in the back line now, so...
Eliza Morrison worked that one forward. Ball's trapped in underneath, trying to work it out. It's Jazz Hewitt who does so and wheels around and drives the ball long towards centre half forward. But,
tackle.
Working hard across there was Sarah Ingram, but tackled beautifully in defence by Mariette Port-Jimmy, and she wins the free kick. Kicks towards centre half forward. Taken down there by Maddie Hone, gets a hand pass out. Dom Carbone kicks forward, but that one's chopped off by Matilda Johnson. Her kick comes here, but chopped off by Janet Baird, who takes the mark, plays on straight away, chips it out towards the outer wing, looking there for Monet Hunter, but couldn't find her. And Morgan Johnston again tidies up for Team Hewitt. Ball's on the outer half forward area. And Carbone again tries to break that tackle, gets a hand pass across. Her teammates under pressure, the ball spills out. Eventually it's driven out of defence, but Morgan Johnson takes that mark just forward of centre and drives it back towards centre half forward. Ball works over the back now and eventually spills out where Grace Whittaker's on the end of it, gets a hand pass inside looking for Sarah Ingram. She picks up and drives the ball right to the centre circles. And Bella Clark's first to get there, gets her hand pass across to Monet Hunter. She drives the ball forward, and now Team Ponter again with a quick kick in, but it's Purantatameri working back there. Her teammates tackled with the ball. There's plenty of players around it, and we'll have a ball up.
Good tackle there from Jamie Bryant.
Yeah, Jamie Bryant's been fantastic. I'm really impressed by her. A 17-year-old playing at senior level, as we said, won the Best and Fairest award down in the Big Rivers League last weekend. And another point I was going to make, Monet, who we were just talking about, Monet and Manice Hunter are twins who play for Waratah Football Club, and they've been great tonight as well, Stu.
They have... on the same side, on the what looks to be the winning side, but they've been pretty influential. So the kick forward went out on the full, and it's Purantatameri in that back pocket. Got plenty of space, so she just ambles off. Kicks out wide. It's going to be too wide, I think, over the boundary line before
Liza's trying to claim that.
Took the mark.
As you would.
I've just had a message from my mate Hoya from Arnhem Crows. Ashanti came runner-up, which is a great effort still. And we've got another youngster, Shanton Ladd. He's playing in the next game. He won the Arnhem Crows men's best and fairest. So looking forward to seeing more talent in action in the next game.
So the ball's worked inside forward 50 again for Team Ponter, and now it's driven out and got a foot race to get to it. Some good work there by Maddie Hone, but couldn't get her hands on the ball. Eventually it's Sarah Ingram who drives the ball forward, and now on the outer side of the ground, Ingram again kicks straight into the head of her opponent there, but no problem. That was Claudia Fabris with the headgear on. Jazz Hewitt working hard under the pack, picks it up and manages to get the hand pass forward, and now the ball comes out. Carbone's first there, had a couple of grabs at it, couldn't take the mark. Morgan Johnson's bundled out of it, and now the opportunity for Team Hewitt to bring the ball forward. But working back in defence is Janome Anderson.
Or as my kids like to call her, Joe's sister. Joe Anderson, of course, plays for Buffaloes up here and did play for Carlton. So Janome has a great lineage of AFL talent in her.
So ball works across to the centre now. Fabrice on that left foot kicks the ball inside 50 where there's just one player from either team. The ball spills to the ground now, trying to force it out there but unsuccessfully, and wheeling around as Whitaker kicks the ball towards the goal square. It's a foot race here off the ground, and that was Kyan Campbell who got on the end of that one, and the second goal on the board for Team Hewitt.
That's right, and Kyan, as I said, she's from down in Central Australia, and I know her whole family is watching, so big hello and well done to Kyan. But Katie Whitaker did really well there to get the ball into space. Katie plays for Palmerston Magpies and won the best and fairest NTFL, the league best and fairest in the under-18 girls last year, so that was well done, Wilsey.
Yeah, Katie Whitaker, just watching her attack on the contest, and her tackling pressure is great. So she's very tough.
Especially for such a tall player. She's 181 centimetres, so she did really well there.
So a real mismatch in the ruck here, and Hewitt wins that one easily. Stredders underneath it. Eventually gets her hand pass out under pressure. Hand pass forward by Janet Baird. Doesn't hit her teammate, but Stredders in there working again. She's caught with the ball, eventually forces it out. Play on's the call, and taken away there by Georgia Johnson. Drives Team Hewitt forward again. On the end of this one's Kyan Campbell. She's under plenty of pressure there from Maddie Hone as the ball works towards the boundary line. Play on's the call. Hone picks it up, drives the ball out, and the opportunity here for Monet Hunter will be first there in front of Jasmine Hewitt. Hewitt wraps her up in the tackle. She's going nowhere there. And it's going to be a ball up in front of the scoreboard on the outer side.
Got a bit of cramp out there in the middle by one of the players. It's the end of the game.
It's that humidity coming in now, so you got to make sure you're hydrated and get those salts in you. You got Morgan Johnson's on the ball now, so that's going to give him some firepower.
Yeah, she's had plenty of it in defence and uses the ball well, so if she can get her hands on the ball, it might give them some scoring opportunities going forward. So a free kick here to Team Ponter, and a good tackle rewarded. Kick comes across towards centre half back, but
your favourite player against you.
Claudia Fabrice again chipping in there. She's done a power of work tonight.
You have got a soft spot for Tars, I reckon, Stu. When your son-in-law used to be down there.
Yeah, we had a year there. But anyway, the ball's on the bottom of the pack, and we'll have a ball up between full forward and centre half forward for Team Hewitt.
Molly's come down in defence now, so I think she's going to use her big asset with that big kick, trying to get it out of defence.
Grace Whitaker got that hand pass out. Eventually the quick kick comes forward. Saw some clever evasive work for the first one, but then was wrapped up in the tackle the second time. So a good strong tackle by Matilda Johnson there on Keevat.
There she is.
Back towards centre forward. Yes, it's Molly Oldhouse there. She's working hard with the ball on the ground, but so are a number of the Team Hewitt players, and so it's trapped in underneath. So.
Molly's very smart with her positioning, and she's really good at reading the play, so she gets all the right spots.
Hewitt again over the top, wins this hit out. Hand pass comes out, beautifully intercepted there and driven out of defence. Strong mark running with the flight of the ball. Plays on straight away, has a bounce. That's Anderson again. Kicked the ball off the ground eventually. Clever evasive work there by Latoya Tipalura a couple of times, and now runs around another player. Kicks laterally here, and the ball bounces. Favours her teammate in Ashanti Bush.
Brian Sonny, she should kick this.
And Bryant on the end of it on the left foot.
Commentator's curse.
Just offline.
Just missed. Well, Jamie is playing in the grand final tomorrow down in Katherine. I've just been given the intel for the Katherine Crocs, and it gets Ashanti, who's playing for the Arnhem Crows. So won't that be a great grand final down there in Katherine tomorrow? And I'm just trying to see if it's live stream, so I'll let you know by the end of the game if anyone wants to watch it. As we see, is it Janet Baird there?
Baird. Yep.
Second effort. Well tackled there by Pujimi, though. Frida, poor Mary.
So Frida kicks down towards this wing. Carbone in front, got her hands to the ball. It slipped through, taken nicely over the back by Grace Whitaker, but she was tackled with the ball. Strader picks it up and drives her team forward again. Getting her hands on it, there's Latoya Tipalura. Tried to break the tackle, wasn't able to do so and is penalised. And again, Frida Purantatameri, who's really come into the game in the last quarter in defence down there. Had plenty of touches and been pretty steadying for Team Hewitt.
She can play both ends, can't she, Wilsey?
Yeah, it's good to see. So
ball on the ground. Again, another strong tackle. Working in underneath is Anju Gonanon. She's trying to force the ball out, but unable to break the tackle and is penalised. So Janet Baird this time sees a free player down towards half forward and finds Latoya Tipalura.
Molly's come for a well-deserved rest.
Tipalura drives the ball inside 50. Morrison there couldn't take the mark, but Team Hewitt managed to drive it out of defence. Marking contest there and finishes with the ball on the ground, and now an opportunity, but free kick's been paid, a holding free kick, and I think it might be Latoya Tipalura who'll take this one. Hand pass comes across and Baird drives the ball in long. Oh, strong mark taken down forward by Gemma Cusack. And started the game at centre half back, did some work in the ruck, and now obviously has been moved forward and took that strong contested mark and will have a shot at goal. But kicks off the side of the boot a bit, but might be fortunate. Falls in the hands of Ingram. She's trying to break the tackle and couldn't break that tackle and is penalised. So we've seen that a bit tonight, trying to break tackles, but the tackling's been really good, really powerful and strong, and just not easy to break them tonight.
That was impressive by Annabelle Keevitt there to get that front position and force the contest there as we see the ball come back out to the grandstand wing. And there is a good crowd in here at TIO Stadium tonight, especially for the women's game and another men's game coming up after this.
So the ball's scooped out of there. It's right in front of us in the grandstand wing here at the moment. Plenty of players around the ball. Sarah Ingram forces it out, and now it's toe poke forward, and it's Janiyah Kopp who's out in front, picks the ball up cleanly, drives the ball inside forward 50. Again, a marking contest, and Matisse Hunter working really hard back there, wraps up with another tackle, and working really hard on the ground there. Hunter again off the outside of the boot, but this time it's picked up by Kopp. She drives the ball into open space in front of the goal square, and Strader gets her toe to the ball, toes it forward, follows up, picks up cleanly, hand passes forward, finds her teammate in Monet Hunter. She's swung as she kicked the ball, but goes to the advantage of her teammate there in Bella Clark, and Bella Clark drives the ball down to the centre of the ground. Again, the ball's on the ground and picked up and kicked forward, but there's been a whistle on the play, and it'll be a free kick to Team Ponter.
Well, it's unfortunate there because Janiyah Kopp, she's from Pioneer Footy Club in Alice Springs. She did some really good work, second and third efforts down here, but the ball's gone back to Team Ponter as Janet Baird kicks it out to Tipalura down there in the wing. She's going to run it into the 50-metre line. Let's see where her kick goes.
Yeah, she's done pretty well there, run around Morgan Johnson and found a target forward, Michaela Ward, and she's taking plenty of time now as the clock winds down towards the end of the game. Less than 4 minutes to go in this game now, and Michaela Ward.
She should kick this, G. She's got a pretty good leg on her, so we'll see how she goes.
She looks pretty confident. Coming in now. Kicks on the way. I think it's just drifted out a bit and fallen a bit short.
Must have been a bit tired in the legs there last quarter, see?
Right.
She's a very fit player, Michaela, and obviously she plays for Nightcliff up here, but she is the Western Bulldogs VFLW captain as well, so really good experience down there in Melbourne at one of the highest levels.
So a boundary throw in, Cusack doing the ruck work there, Strader on the end of it, gets her kick around, but that's going out and out of bounds on the full next to the behind post. Morgan Johnson will bring it in for Team Hewitt.
One player missing is Mattea Breed, who is being invited to the AFLW Draft Combine. She's recovering from surgery on her hand, but she had a brilliant season down in the Sandful down there playing. Absolutely standout breakout season, and of course played in that premiership for Southern Districts in the NTFL in March as well. So another territory talent to watch coming up around the draft time.
So Baird over the ball there. Some good evasive work. Gets the kick inside forward 50. Ball on the ground. Works its way out now. Bush with a kick forward. And now a high ball in towards the pocket. Morgan Johnston camped under this one. Takes the mark in front. And she'll relieve from deep in the back pocket. Kicks the ball out towards half-back on the outer side. John Morrison underneath this one. Her kick's half smothered, but fortunately goes to a teammate. Ball comes back to the centre of the ground where Anderson evades one tackle but is caught from behind. Another good tackle, and Team Hewitt a chance to go forward again. Comes down towards the centre of the ground. Oh, a strong mark taken there by Frida Purantatameri.
She's on here.
And it's got a free player out wide. Katie Whitaker can't take it cleanly the first time. She's tackled as she picks up the ball, slung to the ground.
Ooh,
and
very lucky there.
No free kick, but strong body work from Gemma Cusack, and she wins a hit out here, sending her team forward again. And it's Grace Whitaker over that one, gets a kick forward. Oldhouse working on the ground with... Ball spills free. It's picked up by Tipalura, and toe poke forward by Janome Anderson. She follows up, supported there by Ashanti Bush, who works the ball out. She's set upon by a couple of Team Hewitt players. Kick comes out of defence, falls just inside the boundary line, and Eliza Morrison takes a mark, plays on. Might have thought the mark wasn't going to be paid, but Stretta eventually gets the kick forward. Mark's spilt down there, but some good recovery by Bella Clark. Ball comes inside. Clark taps it forward again. And now the chance to clear out of defence, but a bit of a wall there. And Carbone's going to be first there for Team Ponter. Gets a hand pass across to Shakira Cooper. Cooper drives long towards the goal square now. Oh, coming over the top was Johnston, got her hands to the ball, punched it forward. Bush hooks it around the corner towards the top of the square. Mark wasn't taken.
I thought she was going to mark it on the siren, or Ashanti was going to do something special there. What a game. Well, Team Ponter 5-11-41 have taken the win over Team Hewitt, but we'll go around the table. Stu, your thoughts and who your best players were?
Oh, look, just great to have footy back in Darwin again, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And you know, a really good game. Like I said at halftime, I really liked the battle between Fabrice and Dominic Carbone. They separated, went their separate ways in the second half, but both were pretty influential. But some really good players. The Hunter sisters, as we spoke about, I think Ashanti Bush was damaging forward. Jazz Hewitt had plenty of the ball around the ground, and Eliza Morrison had plenty of the ball. Katie Whitaker had some good moments, and I thought Morgan Johnston and Georgia Johnson for Team Hewitt were pretty strong players all night as well.
And of course, big thanks to our umpires who are walking off as always. Wilsey, your thoughts on the game and your best?
Yeah, look, great game from the girls. Like Stu said, good to see footy back in the NT. Just looking at that side now, Ashanti Bush up forward was excellent. You know, Eliza Morrison was running all day. Annabelle Kivett was awesome as well on the wing as well. So, and Dom Cambone. And, Frida as well was really good, transitioning forward and then back.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Great to see our top-end talent out on display for the AFLW NAB game, All-Stars game. Massive thanks to Stu Davis, Phil Wills for commentating. It's been a great night here at TIO Stadium. Hang around, we've got a men's game coming up. And once again, just great to have footy back here in Darwin.